guys to feel free to write down questions and then ask. I want to brisk through them fast so that questions can be asked after. All right, so my third point is the effects of bad ethics. I'm not going to stay long on this because I think we all know this. It's kind of the opposite of what I've said. You will lose jobs. You will not be referenced. People will get tired of you. And even if people want to help you, there's a limit in which people can help you, because it's like pouring water in a basket. I always describe, it's like pouring water in a basket. When you pour water in a basket, it doesn't retain. It pours all out. So a man without ethics is like a man without rules. It's like a man with cracked walls. And what that does is that anything you pour into it sinks out. It doesn't retain. So people, a lot of people that you may think are doing you bad because you don't want to, they don't want to help you. It's not because they don't want to help you. It's because they can't help you. They know that the help will not do much for you. It's like, I can't, even if I want to help this person, it won't take the person far. So you have to learn some ethical lessons to be able to retain value, to be able to retain jobs, to be able to retain relationships, to be able to retain integrity in the eyes of others that will in turn amount to even financial rewards. In other words, you need to be bankable. So I'm going to go to my next point. And my next point is, these are the questions you should ask yourself to make sure you make the right decisions. 1, is my decision legal and is it fair? Meaning that, is it legal, e.g. rape is not legal and it's not fair. So it's not fair. Is it fair to another person? Is it fair to me? You have to consider all angles. You have to ask yourself that angle. Is my decision fair? Is it legal? Another question you ask yourself is anyone going to be hurt by this action that I'm about to take? Anyone, please take note. Whether it's my employee, when I'm making a decision, is my employee going to be hurt? Now, as a leader, coming from my own point of view, every decision I make affects somebody. And so I have to make a 360-degree decision. I have to make sure that sometimes what I am saying or what I am doing is the best for everyone on a platform. I cannot favor one person more than the other. The only thing that works in that is another person's hard work, but I cannot favor anybody. So, is this decision that you are making going to cause harm to somebody? Then another question you should ask yourself, does it make another person feel uncomfortable? Because sometimes we will say harm. Harm is a serious word. Maybe harm is when you slap someone, or harm is when you punch someone, or harm is when when you injure someone. No, that's not what harm is. Sometimes you know what you are saying is going to be uncomfortable. So what you are saying may be right, but sometimes it may be uncomfortable. Some people don't care what they do because they feel they are right. No, you should care, because guess what? Even if you are right, there might be a better way of doing it. So in that case, you think of a better way. Maybe the decision is right, but the execution may be wrong. So you ask yourself, is this decision going to make someone uncomfortable? Then the last 2 questions you should ask yourself is this: have I discussed with the parties involved, or have I considered all the parties involved? So sometimes to make a decision, you may need to ask people that it concerns. What do you think about this? How does it make you feel? Sometimes you need to ask another person to say, oh, I'm about to do this for somebody. Do you think this is okay? So sometimes you need to ask questions outside yourself. Then the last point is this: is it respectful? Is it respectful? Do I show respect by doing this? And take note, the respect is not a hierarchy respect. It's basic human respect. Everybody deserves respect. So is this decision respectful? And those are the questions you should ask yourself that will help you put yourself in an ethical stand of view. Now, my last point, I know that I'm almost running my time. My last point is this. How do I view ethics as a freelancer? What I'm going to do with these points is give you examples for the three categories. Now, as a freelancer, you are the boss of yourself. But what that means is that you give your service per time. You make your decisions. You choose who you give your service to. That's what that means. You choose the time that you give to somebody. But there's also a second end. When you give that time to that person or that organization, then you are now under the ethical code of that organization. Now, before you give your time to that person, I know I'm using organization, but please, I don't just mean organization. I mean people. I mean friends. I mean family. I mean relationships. I mean other colleagues. And I mean organizations. When you give your time to those people, before you give your time to those people, you must understand the terms and that connected to that time. So understand, remember I said research and experience. So before you go into any form of relationship, you need to ask yourself, what does it cost?